Aloha. I hope you had a great time today. So, going off what we did last time, what we're going to do it on this time, and hopefully I'm not going to put too much information and make this video too terribly long. We're going to try and keep it underneath 8 minutes. If I can. All right, here we go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. These are the 7 notes of the diatonic scale for C. So inside of C gives us the basis on how we're going to do G major, how we're going to do D major, how we're going to do A major, how we're going to do E major, how we're going to go through the circle fifths, basically by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then when we go through those 5 notes, adding. The last thing we're going to do on this video is show you how to pulse your sustain pedal so you get different types of feelings out of the notes that you're playing. Each one of those has a different feeling with the sustain as a note. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C is C major. C major, C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and then C again. When we go up to G, we have G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and then G again. What we try and do is the C, when we play G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, takes us from here to here. One of the concepts we're going to work on as the secondary thing is how to see our different intervals. So if this is a C major in the fourth quadrant at C4, then this would be an inversion in the same quadrant. However, we're putting that up here to complete it. The next one would be this. Since the root note is still in this third quadrant, it is considered not third quadrant, I don't want to keep saying that, fourth quadrant. It's considered a second inversion. Now follow me. C major. C major first inversion. C major second inversion. Major third, minor third, perfect fourth. When we work it up from here, we get used to seeing all of our different harmonies. These individual harmonies, when added together, make triads. So what I like to encourage you to do is you can write any different melody maker you want to get your fingers going. You can do them in order or you can go out of order. What you do as long as your fingers and your brain are lining up. When we start working on music, like I think we were doing Piano Man. You'll be able to play with it, and if you hear a melody, all of it's going to be inside of the key of C major. As long as you don't hit a black key, you're good. Now, there are specific notes for it. Well, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. And those rhythms will come out of playing the right chords in order with the right fingerings. But to get there, we must know how to move these so we're not moving it down to a B diminished rather than keeping it as a G with a different root and a different bass. Does that make sense? B and D, B and D. Well, this is an inversion. I just kept it here. So this looks like it's going to be in the third quadrant. This is a G major, but we're playing it in a second inversion because the fifth of the chord, the second inversion because this third of a chord, the B, goes to the D and then the G. So if you were working up your different chords for your G, you would have G major right here. And then you would move your finger over for your hop. You could also do these. When you get here, I would suggest doing your crossover, and then you can do your cross under to reveal these. It's a big way to go to get your under for your 4. So what I generally suggest is to go here, do your under, and then do your perfect fourths doing your jump, because that feels so much better. You're going to do this in C major, G major, D major, A major. each one of these adds on a feeling. As we talked about, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, when we do this and add our first sharp, it's the same feeling we get in the key of D after we do our second sharp there. Now you can still do that same feeling, but when you get to A, you're going to already know that feeling because that came from D. And then this feeling is new. So we practice on doing these in different forms. And you learn how to feel and navigate around these by what's in the key. Thusly, when you go through the process of seeing, let's say, A major is, when you hit a wrong note, you're definitely going to hear it. The only other takeaway that I wanted to have for you today was to show you the 3 different major modes that we had, how modes work, on why we want to hear them, and then leave you with the pentatonic scale, as well as the different rhythmic structures we could use for this with the sustain pedal. So the idea for the modes are C major, Ionian. When we go to D, we have D Dorian, and it's based off of D minor. Then E Phrygian, based off of E minor. F Lydian off of F major. G Mixolydian, A Aeolian, or natural minor, which is the one I want to talk about. And then B Locrian, which is our diminished. And then it goes back to our 1. The reason why we use these is they give different flair. So if we're playing a progression like E minor to a D minor to a C major, we can use the scale of having when we play that E minor again, I might choose, because we're in E minor, to not play E Phrygian, because that's naturally occurring in C major. C major, D Dorian, E Phrygian. If I just wanted to play a natural minor, A minor is the normal natural minor in the key of C. Its spacing is whole step, half step. Whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Well, if we try that from our E, we get E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. The only sharp in the key of E minor playing a natural minor is F sharp. So that feels good. If we wanted to play D natural minor, we would have, why? Because we would naturally have D, F sharp, A as our 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Flattening the 7th gives us a great one, but we need to flatten the 6th as well to a B flat, which that gives us 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. Well, that's natural minor. Natural minor in the key of D has 2 minors. It has your minor 3rd, minor 6th, and your minor 7. Well, 1 is occurring naturally in your D minor through the eyes of D Dorian, which would be, why? All those notes are in C. Well, if I change that to a flat 6, I would get natural minor. The only difference between natural minor and Dorian is that B flat. We'll get more into that, and I want to leave you here with the last thing to do with your sustain pedal. Count out whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift off. Try going your scale, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do your scales just going through them. The first four notes will be sustained because that's what's counting out. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you take your foot off, you'll notice them go to staccato. So try that. And the idea is you don't want to hold them down. That does the sustain. What we're looking for now are short, little, poppy notes bouncing up and down on top of your notes. When we do that with the sustain pedal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, you definitely notice the beginning of legato and staccato phrasings. Don't just try it with a whole note, try full chords, and try and pace your feet at half notes. Again, play staccato. Notice how the first two are long, the next two are short, next two are long, and then the next two are short. It just helps you associate with what the sound is while doing staccato. The last thing I can leave you with is by doing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and try and do something like... What I'm doing, I'm getting off the pad because I always want to jam after this. It's hard to actually do this because you have to stay rooted with your 1, 3, 5, and 1 while moving these all up and moving it all the way up the fretboard. If you can pulse your leg in any different form of meter, that's awesome. Try and come back next week and we're going to work on doing that with both hands and separate so we could have maybe something go... Something along those lines so it feels like it's flowing in between your 7 predominant notes in your scale. Anywho, how'd I do on time? Oh, 11 minutes. Sorry about that, over talked it. Anywho, great job today. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.